The oldest person in the Bible was Methuselah, and his story is both fascinating and full of lessons for us today. The Bible records in Genesis 5:27 that Methuselah lived 969 years, making him the longest-lived human being in history. To man who walked so closely with God that he was taken up without seeing death. And he was the grandfather of Noah, who built the ark and survived the great flood. Methuselah's life spanned a time when people lived much longer than we do now. Many scholars believe this was because humanity was still closer to creation, and the effects of sin and decay had not yet fully taken their toll. His name itself is significant. Many interpret it to mean, when he dies, it shall be sent, which points directly to the judgment of the flood. In fact, Methuselah died in the very same year that the flood came, which shows us how merciful and patient God was, delaying judgment until the very end of his life. But what lessons can we learn from Methuselah? First, his story shows us the patience of God. For nearly 1,000 years, God held back his judgment, giving people time to repent. It reminds us that although God is merciful and slow to anger, his judgment will surely come. Second, Methuselah teaches us about legacy. Even though the Bible does not record great achievements or mighty works by him, his life connected two righteous men, Enoch and Noah, and through his line, God preserved humanity. Sometimes, our role is simply to carry the promise of God faithfully to the next generation. And finally, Methuselah's story reminds us that the length of life is not what matters most. You can live almost 1,000 years and still have little said about you. What truly counts is not how long we live, but how well we live, and whether we walk closely with God or serve God's purpose, like his grandson Noah. So, the story of Methuselah is more than just about an old man who lived a long time. It is about God's mercy, his coming judgment, and the call for us to live purposefully. None of us knows how many years we have, but every day is an opportunity to walk with God and leave behind a godly legacy.